I recently took a flight with Breeze Airways, one of America's newest airlines who began operations in 2021. Today's flight takes us from Tampa, Florida up to Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina on a brand new Airbus A220-300. This video will cover the full experience and my first impressions of this rather unique, low-cost airline. After arriving a few hours earlier on Delta, myself and fellow Illini That Aviation geek decided to rent a car and explore the area a bit before returning to the airport around 5 a.m. for our 7 o'clock flight. Our first order of business was to catch the SkyConnect train that connects the rental car center to the main terminal. The SkyConnect is accessible from the upper level of the central terminal. Taking the escalators down and a quick walk later, we are in the central area itself. This is where you'll find the famous Phoebe the Flamingo sculpture that looks to depict a flamingo dipping its head underwater to find prey. Now, here's the interesting part of Tampa Airport. It's set up in a similar way to Orlando International, where there's a main central terminal with all the check-in areas, but we had checked in online, so no need to go there. The gates are spread across various airside satellite terminals that are accessible by train. The airsides are lettered A, C, E, and F. No idea how that works, but okay. Breeze Airways flights depart from airside C, along with Alaska, Avelo, Southwest, and Sun Country. So one difference to Orlando International is that in Tampa, you don't clear security in the main central terminal. Each airside has its own checkpoint, so after you take the train to your respective airside, you then get off and then head over to TSA. It was really busy at this early hour, so even TSA pre-check took about 15 minutes to clear. I had heard a lot of great things about Tampa International prior to flying here, and overall, I really liked how modern and clean the airport was. Our flight today departs from gate C44, and I really appreciated how weather radar displays were also present by the flight information. The gate areas are rather clean and feature lots of seating, charging ports, and workstations here and there. The aircraft taking us up to North Carolina this morning is a brand spanking new A220-300 delivered just 1 month earlier. This A220 was even built right here in the US at Airbus's Mobile, Alabama factory. Now, Breeze being a low-cost airline, they do charge for most luggage, but sizing stands are available at the gates. I believe the prices vary based on route, but here's a quick look at the bag prices on my flight. By the way, these are per person, per flight segment. Boarding started on time, and as expected, not many people were on board this Tuesday morning flight. Breeze currently operate a fleet of 18 A220-300s with a further 62 on order. There are 2 cabin configurations found across the Breeze A220s. Some aircraft have this insane configuration, at least for low-cost airline standards, of 36 Breeze Ascent first class seats and 90 standard economy seats for a total of 126. Other aircraft, like ours today, have just 12 Breeze Ascent seats in a 2-2 layout and 125 economy seats in a 2-3 layout for a total of 137 seats. This morning, I'm in 22A, which I reserved during online booking for $15. On the seat back, you'll find a literature pocket with a safety card, menu, and air sickness bag. This is followed by a rather cheap-looking personal device holder and both USB-A and USB-C charging ports off to the side. Below is a standard tray table, seat pocket, and about 30 inches of pitch. Above the seats are personal reading lights, air vents, and a call button. One quirk about these seats is the addition of a coat hook. You don't normally see these in economy nowadays. Another cool feature of these seats is that each cabin class has a different accent color on the headrests. These standard nice seats have a green accent, the extra legroom nicer seats have a red accent, and the Ascent seats have a blue accent. Lastly, I wanted to highlight one of my favorite things about the A220, none other than the massive windows, which are definitely among the biggest I've ever seen on any aircraft.
We're excited to have you on board. Look forward to serving you. Our flying time to Raleigh is scheduled for 1 hour and 24 minutes. Please direct your attention to the flight attendants in the cabin as we provide important safety information about our flight. There is a passenger safety information card located at each seat. Please follow along to put out some safety features of this A223 aircraft.
As the flight went on, I quickly realized that these standard seats are not that comfortable at all. The seats do recline slightly, which is great for a low-cost airline, and that's somewhat bearable, but once in the upright position, they feel very rock solid, which was pretty unpleasant. Something else I wanted to highlight were the super cool seat back contents. I really like the aircraft design on the safety card, and both this and the menu pamphlet felt a lot more high quality in terms of material, as opposed to the usual cardstock materials I'm used to seeing on other airlines. It's kind of hard to explain. Breeze advertises Wi-Fi on select A220 flights. Our aircraft being brand new, it hasn't received Wi-Fi yet, but Breeze plans to have all A220s fitted with Wi-Fi by early 2024. Onboard service consisted of buy onboard snacks and drinks. Otherwise, I slept most of the flight, or tried to at least, until it was time for descent. Ironically, despite this flight being only 90 minutes, it felt much longer than that. It was probably because of the seat being so uncomfortable, but either way, I was looking forward to getting off. Our approach brought us in from the southwest before passing the cities of Raleigh-Durham and RDU Airport on downwind before making a 180 and coming in for landing on runway 23 right. As we taxied to our gate, my good friend Piedmont75 took this beautiful picture of our aircraft. Be sure to check out his Instagram and YouTube that I've linked in the description below. So when we're talking price, this ticket cost me a little under $61 one way. When you look at the price breakdown, the airfare itself was just $4.52. Because seat selection costs money, that contributed to $15. Various taxes contributed to the remaining $41.24. So overall, I think Breeze is a decent airline. The website and app worked beautifully, the crew were friendly, and our aircraft was clean and modern. The only negative I have to say was the seat itself. I really didn't find it comfortable at all, and considering Breeze fly these planes on transcontinental flights, I can't imagine spending 5 to 6 hours in that seat. But if you've flown Breeze's A220 before, please let me know what you think. This aircraft would continue on a 5-hour flight to Las Vegas. Everyone flying all the way from Tampa to Vegas stayed on board, but I was happy to get off. I'll have about 2 hours here in Raleigh before hopping aboard JetBlue's A320 up to New York JFK. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care everyone, and see you soon.